I will be solving paper 5 probability and statistics 1 May June 2021. Paper code is 970953. Question 1. The heights in centimeter of 160 sunflower plants were measured. The results are summarized on the following cumulative frequency curve. So given is cumulative frequency curve. You can see CF here and the height in centimeters on x-axis. Now what is A bit? Use the graph to estimate the number of plants with heights less than 100 centimeter. 100 centimeter you can show on x-axis. By looking at the units you can come to know centimeter, centimeter. So select 100 here. 80 and 120. Middle has to be 100. So this line is 100. Draw a line onto this graph and then drop that line onto y-axis. It meets exactly at 60. So your A answer is 60. Okay. Next, B1. Use the graph to estimate 65th percentile of the distribution. First find out 65% of the total. Total is 160. So 65% of 160 is 104. You put this in the calculator, you get the answer to be 104. Now show 104 on y-axis. Here it is 100 and here the gap is 10 lines, man. 10 lines is given to be 20, so one line how much? If you do cross multiplication you get 2. That means next line is 102 and this is 104. We were looking for 104. So at 104 drop a line onto this curve and then over here. This meets here. Here also the same thing. The gap is 40. So for 10 lines it is 40. So one line how much? If you do cross multiplication you will get 4. That means 124, 128, 132, 136. So for this I get 136 centimeter. That is the answer for B1. Okay. Next, C. Use the graph to estimate interquartile range of the heights of these plants. Interquartile is nothing but Q3 minus Q1. So to get Q3 I should find out 75% of 160 of the total. To get Q1, 25% of 160. Put this in the calculator, how much you get? 75% you will get 120. Okay, 25% you will get 40. Okay. Now show this on y-axis. If I select 40, here I have 40. Drop a line onto the curve and then here. It's one line before 80. So 80 minus 4, 76. So Q1 is nothing but 76 centimeters. Now for Q3 I should draw the line at 120. At 120 is here, draw a line onto the graph and then down. It's in between these two lines. Here I have 140, 144, 148, 152. It is in between 148 and 152, so I take 150. Now interquartile range is nothing but Q3 is 150 minus 76. That is nothing but 74 is interquartile range. Okay. Question 2. the random variable x can take only the values -2, -1, 0, 1 and 2. The probability distribution of x is given in the following table. This is the probability distribution table. Given that this condition, find the values of p and q. To get these values, first I should get two linear equations, solve them simultaneously, that result in the values of p and q. Clear? Now to get the two equations, first make use of given condition. P of x greater than or equal to 0 means what all values will it take? It will take p of 0 plus p of 1 plus p of 2. Okay? And x less than or equal to 0 means it will only take p of -1 plus p of -2. Okay. Now replace by their probabilities. For 0 it is 0.1. For p of 1 it is q. For p of 2 also q is equal to 3 times of p of -1 is p plus p of -2 is also p. So this is 3 times of 2p. So that is 6p. And over here 0.1 plus q is 2q. Next, if I take 2q to the other side, so that will result in 6p minus 2q is equal to 0.1 is staying on the same side. To get second equation, what I will make use of is sum of all the probabilities has to be 1. Sum of all the probabilities equal to 1. Make use of this statement to get the second equation. So that is p plus 0.1 plus q is equal to 1. P plus p 2p. Q plus q 2q. I am taking this 0.1 to the other side. So this will result in 2p plus 2q is equal to 0.9. I should solve these two. That will give me the values of p and q. So I write this equation below this. 6p minus 2q is equal to 0.1. Plus 2q minus 2q cancel out. 2p plus 6p is 8p is equal to 0.1 plus 1 is 1. So the value of p that I get is 1 by 8. Replace p in any one equation to get the value of q. If I replace it here, what answer will I get? I get 2 into p, 1 by 8 plus 2q is equal to 0.9. So here it is 4. So make q the subject. Q is equal to 0.9 minus 1 by 4 by 2. Put this in the calculator. That will give you the answer 13 by 40 is the value of q. And this is for p. Okay. Question 3. A sports club has a volleyball team and a hockey team. The heights of 6 members of volleyball team are summarized. Whenever you come across the information, write it down. So let us say for volleyball team, how many players are there? 6, and given is sum of x equal to 1050 and sum of x square is equal to 193700. Next given is where x is the height of a member in centimeter, the heights of 11 members of hockey team. Now for hockey team, here n is 11 and sum of y is 1991 and sum of y square is equal to 366,400, where y is the height of a member in centimeter. You came across the information, you have wrote it down. Good. Continue. Find the mean height of all 17 members of the club. Mean of all 17 is nothing but sum of all the 17 by 17 will give me that answer. Sum of all 17 directly I can't get, so I get by sum of 6 plus sum of 11. Clear? Here, sum of 6 is nothing but sum of x. Sum of 11 is nothing but sum of 11. Clear with that? To get the total, I am adding both the sums. So now sum of x given to us is 1050 plus sum of 11 given to us is 1991 by 17. Put this in the calculator. That will give you 178.9. Should be your answer. B1. Find the standard deviation of heights of all 17 members of the club. So standard deviation formula is here. Sum of x square by 17 minus mean square. Okay. This has to be sum of all the 17. Sum of all 17 people. How do I get that? By taking individually, that is sum of x square plus sum of y square will give me sum of the squares of all 17 people. Did you understand? Good. Continue. By 17 minus, this is mean of entire 17 people. Okay, next. Sum of x square given to us is 193,700 plus sum of y square is given to us to be 366,400 by 17 minus mean square. Whatever answer we got for A1, that is 178.9 whole square. Put all at once in calculator. That will give you the answer 30.7. So this is the standard deviation. Question 4. 3 fair 6-sided dice, each with faces 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are thrown at the same time. Repeatedly. 3 dice have been thrown at the same time for a number of times. For a single throw of the 3 dice, the score is the sum of the numbers on the top faces. So the score is nothing but sum of the numbers which whatever it landed on. Whatever number shown by the first die plus second die plus third die, add those numbers to get the score. Clear? Continue. Find the probability that the score is 4 on a single throw of the 3 dice. First, let us find in what all cases can my score be 4. Okay. I can get a score of 4 only in these cases. If I take it to be 1, 1, 2, add the 3, I will get 4, or 1, 2, 1, or 2, 1 and 1. No other option will give me a score of 4. Clear? So to get the probability, number of brackets satisfying the condition are 3. To get the probability, I should divide it with the total. So what is the total? See man, when one die is thrown, total outcomes are 6. When you are throwing 2 dice, number of outcomes will be 6 into 6. Whenever you are throwing 3 dice, number of outcomes will be 6 into 6 into 6. Okay. Clear with this analysis? Okay. So this is nothing but 1 by 72 will be your answer. B1. Find the probability that a score of 18, so I should get a score of 18, is obtained for the first time. So stress on this, first time I should get a score of 18 on the 5th throw. Clear? That means when these 3 dice were thrown for the first time, my score should not be 18. Other than 18 it can be anything, but it should not be 18. Second time whenever it's thrown, my score should not be 18. Third time also my score should not be 18. Fourth time also it should not be 18. My score should be 18 only on the 5th time. Clear with that? Because he told first time, score of 18 first time should come only on the 5th throw. Clear? Now what is the probability of getting a 18? My score can be 18 only in one case, that is whenever each die is showing only 6. I get each die landing on the number 6. Only then by adding I get a result score of 18. So only one pair. So probability of getting 18 is 1 by, total outcomes are 6 into 6 into 6, that is 1 by 216. Okay. Here other than 18 can be anything. So it is 1 minus 1 by 216. To get a score of other than 18, what I do is 1 minus score of 18. So this is nothing but 215 by 216. 215 by 216. Here also other than 18 I can get anything. So 1 minus score of 18 will give me 215 by 216. Here also the same thing, I should not get 18, other than 18 any score is accepted. Here also the same thing. Now all this should happen together, so you multiply them to get the resulting answer. Multiply all this, you get the answer to be 0.00454. Okay. Question 5. The lengths of the leaves of a particular type of tree are modeled by a normal distribution. So this is some from normal distribution topic. A scientist measures the length of a random sample of 500 leaves from this type of tree and finds that 42 are less than 4 centimeters long. 42 out of 500 are less than 4. Write it in proper mathematical form. How can I write that? P of x less than 4. Probability is nothing but 42 over the total, which is 500. Okay. Now, and 100 are more than 10. Write that in proper mathematical equation. So more than 10 he said, so x greater than 10. How many of them are are present 100 by total is 500. Clear? Okay. Now find estimates for the mean and standard deviation of the lengths of leaves from this type of tree. You have two equations. Simplify resulting in two linear equations. Solve it, that will result in the value of mean and standard deviation. Okay. Let us start. Here it's already less than symbol. So directly phi will come into play. Phi of 4 minus mean by standard deviation is equal to 42 by 500 is 0.084. Okay. Next, shifting phi to the other side. So 4 minus mean by standard deviation is equal to phi inverse of 0.084. In the normal distribution table, our value starting from 0.5. So this value does not exist. In order for me to make this greater than 0.5, what I should do is, I should do 1 minus. So 1 minus of 0.084. Whenever inside I am doing 1 minus, outside I should put a negative sign. It's a rule. So that is minus of phi inverse 1 minus 0.084 is 0.916. So minus phi inverse of 0.916 is 1.378. From the normal distribution table, I got this value to be 1.378. Okay. And on this side, 4 minus mean by standard deviation. Send standard deviation to the other side. So what will it result? 4 minus mean is equal to minus 1.378. Standard deviation is first equation. Okay. Now let us continue with the second equation. Here you have greater than symbol. I should make it less than. For me to do that, I should do 1 minus is equal to 1 by 5 is 0.2. Next, numbers one side. So 1 minus 0.2 is equal to P of x less than 10. So 0.8 is equal to, here I have less than symbol. So phi function will come. Phi of 10 minus mean by standard deviation. Next, 10 minus mean, phi shifting to the other side will become phi inverse of 0.8. Okay. This is greater than 0.5, so you can easily directly get from normal distribution table, and that you get to be 0.842 is equal to 10 minus mu by standard deviation. Send standard deviation to this side. So 10 minus mu is equal to 0.842 standard deviation. Now solve these two linear equations to get the value of mean and standard deviation. Okay. So I write this equation here. 4 minus mean is equal to minus 1.378 standard deviation. In order to cancel out these two, change the sign. So minus here, this becomes plus, this also becomes plus, this cancel out, 10 minus 4 is 6. This plus this is 2.22 times standard deviation. To get standard deviation, send 2.22 to the other side. So that will give you standard deviation to be 2.70. Okay, substitute this over here or in this equation, in any equation to get the mean. So if I replace in the first equation, so 10 minus mean is equal to 0.842 into standard deviation is 2.70. So this shifting here mu this side. So 10 minus 0.842 into 2.70 is nothing but mean. If you put this in the calculator, you get the answer to be 7.72 is your answer. Okay, we found mean and standard deviation. The B1, the lengths in centimeter of the leaves of a different type of tree have distribution n. N is a symbol for normal distribution. The scientist takes a random sample of 800 leaves from this type of tree. Find how many of these leaves the scientist would expect to have lengths in centimeter between mu minus 2 standard deviation and mu plus 2 standard deviation. Normal distribution curve, if you look at, here is the mean. If I represent using mu. Now, this will become mu plus 2 standard deviation on the right side of the mean, and on the left side of the mean this will become mu minus 2 times of standard deviation. Okay. He is asking how many of them will lie between this. First, I need to get this area. This area is nothing but the probability for any leaf to lie between this. Once you get the probability, multiply it with into 800 will give you the number of leaves lying between mu minus 2, mu plus 2 standard deviation and mu minus 2 standard deviation. Clear? Okay. Now to find this in between area, what we do is P of x less than mu plus 2 times of standard deviation means I get this entire area. From that, if I remove P of x less than mu minus 2 standard deviation, from this, if I remove this area, it will result in between part. This is how we frame the first line. Okay, let's continue. Now here it's already less than symbol. So I can directly go with phi of mu plus 2 standard deviation minus mean by standard deviation. Okay. Here also the same thing, less than, so directly phi mu minus 2 standard deviation minus mean by standard deviation. Okay. Plus mu minus mu gets cancelled, standard deviation gets cancelled, resulting in only 2. Here also the same thing, plus mu minus mu gone, standard deviation gone, resulting in minus 2. Now how do I change this negative 2 into positive? To make this negative into positive, I should do 1 minus phi of 2. Whenever you are subtracting from 1, negative value becomes positive. So now multiply with negative sign. So minus 1 plus phi of 2. So phi of 2 like term, so it will become 2 times of phi of 2 minus 1. This value you will get from normal distribution table. You will look for phi of 2.000. You will get that to be 0.9772 minus 1. Put this entire thing at once in calculator. You get the answer to be 0.9544. This is only the probability. He is asking for number of leaves out of 800. So multiply this with 800. That will give you the answer 763. So out of 800, 763 will lie between the given two limits. Okay. Question 6. How many different arrangements are there of the 11 letters in the word requirement? Whenever you come across a word, write each letter is appearing how many times. That is a good practice, man. Starting with R. How many R's are present? 2. Next letter E. 1, 2, 3. Next letter Q is once. Next letter U is once. Next letter I also once. Next letter M is also once. N is also once. T also once. I. Okay. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are no condition. I just need to arrange all these 11 letters. In how many ways can 11 letters be arranged? In 11 places. Directly 11p11. The only thing that you should be careful about is these two R's are identical. So divide it with 2 factorial. And also these 3 E's are identical. So divide it with 3 factorial. This will give you the answer 3326400. Okay. So this is the A1. Okay. Now the B1. How many different arrangements are there of the 11 letters in the word requirement in which 2 R's are together and 3 E's are together? How can I make sure that R are always together and E's are always together? 11 letters, so 11 blanks. R should be together means I should consider them to be one unit. If I consider only, then I can make sure that they are always together. Apply the same thing on E. These 3 E's should also be considered as one unit. So this is one unit, this also one unit, and here how many more letters are? 6. So total are 8. 1, 2 plus 6, 8. These 8 can be shuffled in 8p8 ways. Okay. In these 6 letters, none of the letters are same, so by will not come. Clear? Now, these R can shuffle inside in 2p2 ways, since those two are same by 2 factorial. These E's also can shuffle in 3p3 ways by 3 factorial. So put all at once in calculator, you get the answer to be 40320. Okay. C1. How many different arrangements are there of the 11 letters in the word requirement in which there are exactly 3 letters between the 2 R's? You are arranging all these 11. So 11 blanks. Now I should make sure that exactly 3 letters lie between the 2 R's. How do I make sure that? Only one way. If I fix one R here, another R should be after 3 letters. So 1, 2, 3, another R has to be here. So these 2 R's are fixed in that places. Only in that way I can make sure that there are exactly 3 letters between the 2 R's. Okay. Now good. Now, how many spaces do I need to fill? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 spaces with 9 letters, leaving R. Using these 9 letters, fill these 9 blanks. That can be done in 9p9 ways. In that, again these 3 E's are identical. So divide it with 3 factorial. Okay. Clear till here? Now one more doubt you can get. Why only R here? We can also fix R here and another R after 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3. Even this option is also possible, satisfying the condition, correct? Yes. So this is a second possibility. For the second possibility also I need to fill these 9 blanks with 9 letters. That can be done in 9p9 ways. Since 3 E's are same, so by 3 factorial. Okay. Like this, how many options will I get? Let us write for all of them. R can also be here and another R can be after 3 letters. Next, R can be here and another R can be here. Next, if R I take it here, another R has to be here. Next, if I take R to be here, another R has to be here. Next, if I take R to be here, another R has to be here. Clear? No other option satisfying the condition is possible. So now for each I get the same answer, 9p9 by 3 factorial. So add 9p9 by 3 factorial how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Add this 7 times or directly 9p9 by 3 factorial into 7. That will give me the answer 42360 is the answer. Write all the possibilities, for each possibility the answer, and finally add. D. 5 of the 11 letters in the word requirement are selected. You are selecting 5 now. How many possible selections contain at least 2 E? The condition is my selection should contain at least 2 E's or at least 1 R. Write all the possible selections satisfying the condition. Then write answer for each and finally add. What I mean by that is, in this 5 selections satisfying that condition could be 2 E's and 1 R. I need 5, so I need to select 2 other letters is one option. Or it could also be with 2 E's and 2 R's. One more letter I need to select. Now let us increase the count of E. Let us say I have selected 3 E's and 1 R. So one more letter I need. So that my count becomes 5. It could also be 3E. And with increasing the R count, I don't need any other letter over here. So these are the 4 possible options satisfying the condition. Clear? Okay. Now write for each. I need 2 more letters. From R I cannot select again, E also I cannot select again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From the 6 letters I need to choose or select 2, so that can be done in 6C2 ways. Here from the same 6 letters, this time I want to select only 1. That can be done in 6C1 ways. Here also I need to select only 1 letter, so 6C1. Here I don't need to select any letter, so it is 6C0. So your final answer will be 6C2 plus 6C1 plus 6C1 plus 6C0. That is nothing but 28. Clear? Write all the options satisfying the condition, then write for each option and finally add. Question 7. In the region of Arka, the total number of households in 3 villages is 800. Each of the household was asked about the quality of their broadband service. Their responses are summarized in the table. Find the probability that randomly chosen household is in Shan and has poor broadband service. How many of them are in Shan that has poor broadband service? So look at Shan and select the poor one. Poor broadband service is 40. So the probability will be 40 by the total is 800. So that is 1 by 20 is your answer. Okay. Next one. Find the probability that randomly chosen household has good broadband service given that the household is in Shan. Remember, whenever you come across given that word, given that, it comes under conditional probability. The statement after given that you need to write in the denominator. What statement do you have after given that? After given that household is in Shan. Household is in Shan. And numerator is mixture of both. Household is in Shan and the statement before given that. What is that? Good broadband service. Whenever you come across given that, it comes under conditional probability, frame this thing. After given that, whatever statement is there in the denominator, numerator is mixture of both. Okay. Now, household is in Shan. How many households are present in Shan village? The entire thing, that is 223 plus 177 plus 40 by the total is 800. And in the numerator, it should be Shan and good broadband service. In Shan, good broadband service is 177. So that will be 177 by 800. These two cancel out. So that will result in 177 by, add all this, will give you 440 is your answer. Next question. In the whole of Arka, there are a large number of households. A survey showed that 35% of households in Arka have no broadband service. So probability of no broadband service is 35% means 0.35. Whenever you come across information, write it down. Next. 10 households in Arka are chosen. So N will be 10. Find the probability that fewer than 3 of these households have no broadband service. Probability I need to find P. Of which condition? Fewer than 3 means R has to be less than 3. Okay. R less than 3 means values of R will be either 0 or 1 or 2. Clear? You have the values of N, P and R. you should use binomial distribution here. That idea should strike to you. Okay. So here binomial distribution formula is NCR. So 10C 0 into P power R 0.35 power 0 into 1 minus 0.35 power 10 n minus R plus, for now I write for P of 1. So that will be 10C1 0.35 power 1 minus 0.35 power 10 minus 1 plus, now I write for P of 2 10C2 0.35 power 2 1 minus 0.35 power 10 minus 2. Clear? Put all at once in the calculator. You get the answer to be 0.262 is the answer. Second bit. 120 households in Arc are chosen at random. Use an approximation. Whenever approximation, normal distribution you need to make use of to find the probability that more than 32. So P of x greater than 32. Have no broadband service. Probability of not having any broadband service is 0.35, which was given earlier bit. Okay. Now this is what we need to find out. It's not given normal distribution, but we are using normal distribution, so there should be a change should be made to this number. What change should it undergo? See man, greater than 32 means this area I need to find. Greater than 32, I should make sure that 32 is not included. For me to make sure that 32 is not included, this bar has to shift to the right side, resulting in the number 32.5. So this will now become P of x greater than 32.5. Okay. Here it is greater than, directly I cannot use normal, so to make it less than, I do 1 minus P of x less than 32.5. Next, here it is less than symbol, so now 5 will come. 32.5 minus mean by standard deviation. Right? To calculate the mean, formula is n into P. Oh, in this case, n is 120 into 0.35. This is the value of n. And this is P of no broadband service. And standard deviation formula is square root of np into 1 minus P. So that is square root of 120 into 0.35 into 1 minus 0.35. So here the answer you get mean to be 42. And here standard deviation answer you get 27.3. Okay. Do the correction to this number, find mean and standard deviation and then normal method. So minus mean, that we got it to be 42. By standard deviation, square root of 27.3. Okay. Now put this all at once and take up to 3 decimal. You get that answer to be minus 1.818. To change this negative into positive, we need to do 1 minus 5 of 1.818. Okay. Now multiply with negative sign. So 1 minus 1 plus 5 of 1.818. So this cancel out. 5 of 818 we get from normal distribution table. That we get to be 0.262. 965. This is the answer. Okay.